Welcome to another episode of the Woman Up podcast. As usual, we are here to entertain, educate, and elevate you on this journey we call life. And I'm your host, Martha Lucia, and my guest this week is the amazing Tasia Cox. Hi, Tasia.
Hey.
Also known as Tay.
Yes. Yes.
Welcome to the Woman Up podcast. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me as a guest. How are you doing?
I'm really excited because you're the first person I've had on who isn't from the UK.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or who isn't living in the UK, let me say.
Okay.
So to start off with, let's just give people an intro, like who you are and what you do.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Tasia, aka Tay, rolling with Tay. I have a podcast. I'm on social media and YouTube channel. My brand, Rolling with Tay, is about adventure. It's about exploring. It's all the things that I like to do. You know, I like to travel, I like to skate, I like to cycle. So I made a Instagram page for that. And then I started a YouTube channel and a podcast about those things where I interview people who do stuff similar to what I do and other things that I think are cool and for their like mental and physical well-being. So whether it's gardening, it's golf, it's playing pickleball, which I just got into. It's whatever it is and why ever they do it, you know, and why it brings them joy or some, like I said, some sort of like well-being. I like to interview those people and I usually get inspired by those people. Some are friends, some are people I don't even know. And yeah, that's what the brand is. And then myself, Tasia, just a girl from the Bronx, New York. I'm in the television entertainment industry, but I work behind the scenes, and that's pretty much it. I'm really, if I do say so myself, I'm a really cool person.
I agree. I do think that. Are you still working in the TV industry?
Yes.
So that's what you do, like full time?
Yes, I am a freelancer, but yes, that's
okay.
what I do. Yep.
Okay. So just to give people context, we met like a year ago, I think, at a podcasting event in Miami.
Yep.
What brought you to that event first? Had you already launched your podcast by that point?
I did, and I wanted to grow and then meet other people in the podcasting space, like yourself, and just see where I can take it, you know? And that's why I attended.
Yeah. What about like all the adventurous stuff that you have going on your YouTube channel? When did that start? Like, where did that come from? That passion for like hiking, cycling, like you skate as well.
Yeah.
Like you basically do everything.
I don't know. I guess like since I was a kid, I've always been adventurous. And then just as I became an adult and then meeting different people, what their interests were. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let me try that. And I started trying it and it just took off from there. And I did things that kind of scared me. Like, you know, because it's something new. All right. I went to South Africa, Johannesburg, with my cousin for her birthday. They were bungee jumping. Wow. They were going to bungee jump. And the night before, they told me, and it was like, oh, we're going to go bungee jumping. In my head, I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. But in my heart, I was like, yo, I really want to do this.
Yeah.
I was looking up on YouTube how not to be scared bungee jumping. Like, that's... And then the morning of, I was about to change my mind. They were like, no, come on. And I did it, and I was the first one. And I was like, that was such a cool and terrifying experience.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that I did it. And I think that's how I've just been living. Like, all right, this is scary as hell, but it really seems cool. And am I going to regret this, that I didn't do this here, right now? So I do it, and hopefully I don't die. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there anything that you do regret that you didn't do?
Not yet.
I love that.
Not yet. I usually on trips, And especially on my birthday, I want to do something where it's just like, all right, I got to do this adventurous thing. I have to, I haven't skydived yet, but I paraglide. I got to do this. I have to do this. And then I guess because I'm so excited and I'm doing it, the people who are with me are like, I'm gonna do it. Then thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Come on, let's do this. Of
love
course,
it.
if you really don't want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
But if this is something that you're curious about, and are you gonna regret not going and doing this? Then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your thing is like be adventurous, but also be adventurous like outside of your home like country even, because you've been traveling a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even since like we met, where have you been?
Ooh. Okay. So Berlin, London. This is my second time in London. This is crazy. This is my second time in London. I'm into Paris. Tomorrow will be my second time in Paris. Even to speak that out loud is crazy. Like, some people haven't even come once, and I'm blessed that I actually have a chance to do that. Turkey for my birthday.
Oh wow. I haven't been there yet, so yeah.
You have to go. And I think I may be missing something in a few of the states. Last year, I went to all 50 states, not in the year, but Alaska was my 50th state. So
Wow.
I visited all 50 states. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it since we saw each other. Maybe missing something. But yeah, I think that's it.
That's amazing that you've been to all 50 states. When you travel, like what is on the agenda? Is it always just like I'm going to do as many adventurous things as I can, or do you ever just like chill on a beach somewhere?
Ooh, okay. So I had this discussion, right? There's a difference between vacation and trips, or what you call holiday, right? You call vacation holiday.
Yeah.
So on my trips, it's go go go. On a vacation, I'm not really gonna do much because I'm here to relax. And I don't really go on too many vacations. I usually go on trips. It's like I have to do these activities.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, and doesn't even have to be super adventurous, but it's just something. Like I'm into genealogy. I'm a genealogist. I research family history. So over the summer, I'm in Alabama where my family's from. I'm doing some research. I'm in cemeteries. I'm here. I'm there. I'm in courthouses. It's just like I'm constantly doing something while enjoying where I am.
Yeah.
But I'm not just lounging in the bed or lounging on the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Will I be bored if I did?
I feel like you might be.
Like, I need to do something, guys. Let's go on a hike. Let's go on an adventure. So
Yeah.
I that's usually how it is. It's constantly like, all right, what are we going to do next? I sort of have a loose itinerary of what I want to do, but I am like a go with the flow type person, and I want to do these things.
Yeah.
So I want to do something. I make a list. All right, I want to see this. I want to walk over the London Bridge. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And hopefully I get a chance to do most of the things on the list.
But if you're going, so you came to London earlier this year, right?
Last year.
Or last year, late last year, yeah. And then if you've ticked everything off your list and then you come back, then it's chill time, no?
No, I mean, because I have to go other places. There's always something to do.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't want to do it this time, but I was looking at parks, like hiking trails and national parks, and where can I go and what can I. So I think there's always, because I was just thinking about that as I'm walking. I'm like, all right, I'm from a city. I've seen a lot of this city, which I know is so much to see. But then it's like next time I come here, I'm going out someplace.
Yeah.
I'm going, what we call in New York upstate. I'm going hiking. I want to see more greenery, more, just something different.
I love that. You said you're a genealogist. Is that a hobby?
It's a hobby. I was trying to make it a career, but now it's back to being a
Okay.
hobby.
What have you found out about your family?
Well, as of recent, through like DNA research and the just paper trail, right? Having actual documents and knowing certain things, I'm like 95% sure I found out who my great grandfather's father was, and then the rest of his male lineage.
Wow.
Which the family didn't know. The last name is not the last name.
Oh, wow.
So I have to try to figure out where we got our surname from, and who is this man on his death certificate that's listed as his father. It's a whole, yeah. So that's one thing. And then I've met cousins
Oh, wow.
that part of the family didn't know existed. So that's like, I really love finding out the history about our family, and as well as meeting relatives that I would never know.
Yeah.
Can walk past them, don't even know, and that's your cousin. Like, wow. So
Did that just come from like curiosity, or was there a reason that you were like digging for something?
just curiosity one day. Ancestry, I saw a commercial, and this was a long time ago. Ancestry had a commercial, and at that time you could do, they had a 14-day trial, I believe. All you need is a email address. That summer, I made so many email addresses to extend my research. And then just typing in just stuff. What can I find out about family? And stuff started to pop up, and it's like I became closer with my family. You know, I'm asking my dad stuff, I'm asking my mom stuff. I'm calling relatives I didn't even know existed. And I'm like, hey, this is Tasia. I know you don't know me, but my grandmother is so and so, and we're related because of. And it just grew from there.
Yeah.
And like, I'm so glad. People say you get bit by the genealogy bug, and I'm so glad that I got bit by it, because it's extended my family. It's extended. I think with me, like, everything is like, it all comes together. You know, like this adventurous spirit, like, because that comes into play. I'm out, like I said, in cemeteries and graveyards, walking, searching, trying to find, reaching out to people, contacting people, saying, hey, I'm in your state, you want to meet up, like that. So I'm just so glad I got bit by that bug, because it's rewarding.
Yeah. Have you connected like people in your family that completely lost touch, or?
Yeah, I have. And I've helped some other people connect to their family, which is great as well. And I'm like, I get excited for them. Like, this is they're my cousins. I'm like,
I love that, because I didn't know that about you. Obviously, I know you travel and you do all that, but I didn't know about this side to you. So yeah, that's really cool. Okay, let's go back. You started. Have you always done the TV industry job? What started that?
I went to school. I graduated with, what was my degree in? Something in communications. And I originally wanted to be a radio director.
Okay.
And I was trying to get an internship at a radio station. And my cousin's husband, shout out to Tori, he said, don't do it, because it was a small town radio station. He was like, don't do that. His cousin was a video producer, and he was like, he'll help you get on, just don't do that. Do this first, and then you can go back to the music directing. Because I guess he saw it as going nowhere with this small radio station. I said, okay, whatever. Got on a few music videos, and then from there I just started networking, and then slowly left music videos and went into live TV events. Cool. And then that's where I've been ever really since, is like live TV events, like the DNC that just passed. I wasn't on this year's, but I have been on the DNC, the Tony Awards, the Oscars.
What do you
Super
do?
Bowl
Because I'm like
show.
really excited about it.
Well, don't be, because
I got really excited.
don't be. Every role is different.
Yeah.
So Um, okay, for the halftime show, the last one that I did was the Shakira and J-Lo one in Miami. And I was the travel ground transportation coordinator. So I was
Okay.
responsible for getting the crew from the airport to their hotels, make sure they got rental cars, make sure the rental cars got back at the end of the show, and they got back to the airport, and that was it.
Okay.
So that was that. Then on the Oscars, I did 3 Oscars. I and the one with the infamous slap. That was my first year. I did
Ooh.
not see that.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you see it
No,
live?
everybody came. So I was the um craft services and catering coordinator. And unfortunately, well, or fortunately, I was outside manning the catering area,
Okay.
and someone comes to the table. He was like, "Oh, did you hear what happened?" I'm like, "No, what happened?" He hands me a ticket. He's like, "Oh, Will Smith just smacked Chris Rock," and as he's handing me his ticket, I'm looking at him like, "All right, you can just go walk back here," because I'm not believing him. So I'm just like, "All right, well, grab your stuff and go." He was like, "No, I'm serious. You could check Twitter."
Yeah.
We're checking Twitter and we're like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh my
what
gosh.
is happening? Why are we outside? Why is no one coming to tell us?" But that's what I did on that show. So every show is different.
Yeah.
I have different roles. You know, they call me up. "Hey Tasia, you wanna work on the show? You wanna work? Are you available?" So yeah, but I'm not. I don't do anything. Yeah, super exciting.
Okay.
Usually on these shows.
Do you ever get to meet anyone?
Um, I probably could. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
That's like, "Hey, I like love to meet you. Love to I'm around them," but it's like, one, I'm either busy doing my job, or two, it's just like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna ask them. But I do get a chance to see a
Yeah.
lot of stars, and um, yeah, some of them come up to you and just start talking to you. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really go up to them and ask for an autograph or
Yeah,
shake their hand
yeah.
or something like that.
Okay. What about like that transition then between being more like behind the scenes to then doing like your own content creation, your own podcast, and being in front of the camera? How was that?
Man, I am I don't know if I would say I'm a shy person. Because some people say, "You're not shy," and I'm like, "I think I am." So,
It's the same with me because I'm really shy.
are you?
Yeah, and I'm an introvert.
Really?
Yeah, but loads of people are like, "What? But you have a podcast?" And it's like, "Yeah, I know. Like, I like talking to people,
Right.
but then I need like my time."
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I need that too. So my podcast, Rolling with Tape podcast, is my third podcast. It's my first one by myself. So I had 2 others before that, or I was a part of 2 others before that, and they were with other people. So I had my like foot in podcasting, and then unfortunately they didn't work out. But I started my own, and it was like, okay, are you really gonna do this? Because it's on you. Before I had other people to piggyback off of, or to do certain things. Like I brainstorm with, but it's just me
Yeah.
now, and it's like, ooh. So I just went and did it. The first year I was really excited. I was like, I'm doing this. I started the first in 2021, so it was my first year, and I'm just putting them out weekly. And then I took a break. I did a season. Then I took a break. Then coming back, I put it out, I think, every other week. And then my third season, which is still now, I haven't been as consistent as I was the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But it's all everything's a journey, and everything is a learning experience, and It takes time. So I've gotten back into the groove of interviewing and even just talking to the camera, even though sometimes I don't know what to say. I'm like,
Mm.
damn, do I sound like I know what I'm saying? In my head, I know what I want to convey, but now it's just like, I don't know. So I'm just going to continue to put out content and hopefully people do enjoy it. But at the end of the day, I really like you said, I like speaking to people and I like finding out about them and finding out the cool things that they do. And it makes me think like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should try that. You know, or what I'm facing isn't so bad. Or, you know, I just talking to people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Hey ladies, thanks for joining us here on another episode of the Woman Up podcast. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I just wanted to take a moment to say, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please follow the channel and leave us a review. It really, really helps with our reach. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any episodes in the future. If you're feeling especially inspired, please feel free to leave us a comment or share the episode on your socials. I personally read all comments and every share has a massive effect on our growth, so it really means the world to us. Thanks in advance, we appreciate you, and let's get back to the episode. Yeah, I think when you interview people as well, like you realize how many different ways people are living their life.
Right.
And there is like no one way. Yes. So I've had so many different types of guests on so far, and I'm only on like episode 11 at like today. And I'm just like, oh my God, like imagine when I get to episode 100, like how many stories I would have heard. And there's just like no right or wrong way to do life. Just do whatever.
That's right.
Is right for you.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that, like with your traveling stuff, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going to do like a day in the life of like a podcaster. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot to record that. Like when you're doing like traveling and cycling and all these things, like how do you even keep up with recording all of that?
Ooh. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Because I don't want it to get I want it to feel natural.
Yeah.
Right? I want it to be like I want to get this on camera. I don't want it to feel like, oh, I have to get this on camera. Now it's not fun anymore. I'm not enjoying it because I have to have my camera right here. I have to vlog every 10 minutes or whatever or so. It's like that kind of, I don't know. I just have to find a balance. So my recent duathlon, I used my GoPro to record because I did want to record most of, well, not all of it, but you know, the different steps of the duathlon. So it's the run, bike, run.
Yeah.
And that's what I did with my GoPro, even though the battery died. But I still was able to get some footage.
Yeah.
And I just spliced it together and you could see like, hey, this is what it is. And then at the end of it, I spoke. But I didn't want to carry a camera talking, hey, this is me running mile one. I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted to be as natural as possible. Same thing with my bike. I have you heard of the Insta360? It's a 360.
Yeah.
I'll put that on my bike and, you know, record. And this is like I'm really riding. I'm really doing this thing. And then I'll just get part of it and turn it off. And then sometimes I'm like, damn, I should have kept it on because I should have got that. But it doesn't matter. Like, I want to, I just don't want it to be so much like a job. Because when it becomes so much like a job, when it's not fun anymore, I'll lose interest. So I just have to find that balance of recording certain things. Try to write some stuff down. Like, hey, I want to kind of record, you know, the start of this, the middle, and then that's it. Put it away. Take some pictures and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's what I try to do.
Yeah. So you just did a duathlon. Was it in New York?
Yes.
How did that go?
I finished. It went pretty well. It took me 1 hour and 33 minutes to finish. So I think that's pretty good. I do want to do it again. I want to do that same one and then beat that time.
Yeah.
But it was good. I'm not a runner. And when I say I'm not a runner, I didn't start off running. I started off cycling. So cycling is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started running in November of last year.
Okay.
Just a little bit here, just a little bit there. I've done a few races and I'm like, whoa, this is it. 5K, a 6K, I'm great. And then this where my adventurous spirit comes in. And I'm surrounded by people who do other things. They're like, yeah, I'm doing a triathlon. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. And I'm like, damn, okay, I'm going to do some of that stuff. Then I look into it and I'm like, all right, I can try this. I have some time to prepare for it. And then that's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm always doing something. So then, I was just happy to cross the finish line.
Yeah. So the duathlon is cycling and running, right?
Yep.
And how long a distance for each?
2.2 miles running, 10 miles biking, then another 2.2 miles
Oh,
running.
wow.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
After that first run, get on a bike, then I have to get off the bike and then run again. It's like, am I going to make it? Because my legs kind of felt heavy and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Then that's when I go back in my head like, why did I sign up for this? It was a great event, but I'm saying, why do I have to be this person? Why, Tasia, do you have to be this person?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you made it to the end. So.
I did.
And you're going to do it again. So.
I am going to do it again.
Have you done any triathlons yet?
I don't know how to really swim, so that is what's holding me back.
Yeah.
I started the journey of taking swim lessons last year, and I've taken some swim lessons this year, so I have to get really confident in just being able to swim, and I will do a triathlon. That's on the list.
That's amazing.
That's on the list.
Yeah, I had put triathlon on my bucket list years ago, and now I'm just like, am I ever going to tick this off my list?
Yes, you have to. You have to.
Yeah, it just sounds like a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But it's going to be so rewarding.
Yeah.
Like, once you finish and you conquer it, you're like, I feel like I could do anything. I wore my medal Sunday and Monday. People probably were looking at me like, what is that around her neck? I'm outside. I'm going to the grocery. I'm going to the pharmacy. I'm going to the bank with this medal because it's like...
You should have won it today.
I should have. I was thinking about it, but I was like... But I am definitely, like... I was so excited. This is something I worked for. And I accomplished it. And I would always look at people after they finished the... New York City Marathon. I would look at them and I'm like, why do they still have that medal on? I know now why they have that medal on. I would too.
Yeah.
I'm coming to work with it. I'm anything for a week. Definitely for that. For a week, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So I need a medal now. So I'll send a picture of my medal to you.
Please.
So obviously you talk a lot about like stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing new things. I feel like there's so many people out there just really struggle with stepping outside of their comfort zone. What like advice or tips would you give them to just do it?
That's it. Just do it. Just literally weigh the pros and the cons. If it's something dangerous, but if it's even with a new position, right? I like doing something I'm comfortable with. It's the same position. And with some of the jobs, it's like, hey, we got this position to do whatever, to be some sort of producer, do this or do that. And I definitely, I'm like, can I do this? I don't know if I have the confidence sometimes that I have turned down jobs because I didn't think I could do it. But as time has gone on, I realized like I mean, what's the worst that can really happen? The show is going to go on. They may not hire you again, but you may do a really good job.
Yeah.
You know, I'm I'm creating this fear. I'm creating this scenario, and it hasn't even happened yet. Just try it. Just do it, really. And I've really been trying to push myself in all aspects of my life to like, just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to do, especially with my job. I don't have to do that again. You know, I think that's with anybody. You don't have to. If that didn't work out, move on to the next thing. You didn't like that place that you traveled to, don't go there again. You learn as you do. So I've just been doing, and that's my advice. Do it. Just try it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, try something else. Do it scared, because I do it all the time. I'm nervous. I'm scared.
Yeah.
But I do it, and I just don't want to be going back to the regret part. Like, damn, I should have taken that. If it's something I want to do, I do it.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah. Let's talk about like your travels, because I feel like we might have to break it down to like continents because you've been to too many places. But like, what is like the most transformative or like the most exciting experience that you've had on your travels? Maybe let's do like the 50 states first. If you have one that's like, oh yeah, this was the best thing about.
So once I put the goal that I want to visit all 50 states, because I counted how many states I've been to with work and just on personal. Like, damn, I'm almost there. And then I set a goal. Hey, I want to do this. And then I told my mom about it and my aunts. So I took 2 trips with them. And now, forgive me, mom and aunts, but they're they're in their late 70s into the 80s.
Yeah.
Right? I've took a couple trips. I think one in 2017 and then one in 2021. And in 2021 we went to Badlands. It's a national park in South Dakota. It's either South Dakota or North Dakota. I think it's South Dakota. And when I went there, first of all, after this is over, just Google Badlands.
Okay.
I get there and I'm like, where the hell am I? Why has no one told me about this place? This is amazing. Just seeing the rock formation, just seeing it and thinking, this is in the US. Why am I just now seeing this? And then it was just so amazing. Like, I'm walking on the rocks. I was running and slipped and probably should have did that, but it was just like, oh my gosh. I feel like I'm walking on the moon. That's how, when you look at it, tell me if I'm wrong.
What is it?
These are like, the part that I was in, these rock formations. And it looks like, I don't know how some erosion happened. And it's just like, it just looks like, to me, it looked like the moon. I haven't been on the moon, but from the pictures I've seen. The point was, it was just so amazing that we have these beautiful landscapes here in the United States, and we don't utilize. We don't go as much these national parks. And this, well, let me back up. I had never gone to a national park, and that kind of started another. Okay, once I finish these 50 states, I want to do national parks because, wow, look at this park. I started looking at other parks, and it just started a whole, okay, now I'm kind of, okay, that's my next thing. 63 national parks in the United States. I've been to 5.
Wow.
But being in that state, seeing that national park, it set off like, wow, okay. I know my next
your next list.
Yeah, my next list right here.
Yeah.
But as far as like, I just can't pick, like, that right there just set off a whole new thing for traveling.
Yeah.
But every state was really different and similar at the same time. I don't know if I have a favorite state. Maybe Tennessee.
Okay.
Maybe. Because I really enjoyed Nashville.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And I don't know if I answered your question, but
What about, like, what's been your favorite experience with traveling?
Well, as recent, it's been traveling with my mom.
Okay.
Because before then, she didn't like to travel.
Okay.
And now she's like, all right, where we going next? And
You
I'm like,
inspired her.
okay, Mom. Yeah. Yeah, where we going next? So being able to spend time with her, whether it's in the States or a different country, and, you know, having her, like, live, you know, because that's the whole point of life, is to actually live. And I'm just like, Mom, you know, I'm sort of like a realist. Like, I'm like, we gotta go sometime. So so you better just enjoy your time here and do what you want. Do those things that are on your bucket list. Those things that you say you want to do them, because
Yeah.
you can be going like this.
Yeah.
And you're so blessed to be this age. And let's go. You're so blessed to have a daughter who wants to travel with you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, let's just go. So traveling with my mom, traveling to different countries and seeing it for myself. You know, everybody's gonna say, "Oh, don't go here because and don't go there, and you better be careful."
Yeah.
And I kind of got to the point where I stopped telling people where I'm going, because I didn't want that, you know, negativity and
Yeah.
just telling
To
you
influence
stuff.
you.
Yeah, it's like, I understand, but, you know, tell me a different way. Like, don't project your insecurities on me. Oh, don't do this and don't do that. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. When I travel, I rarely ask people who haven't been to the place that
Right.
I'm going, because everyone has an opinion.
right. And if I leave it up to them, I wouldn't go to the places that
Yeah.
I've gone to. But why you going to Turkey? Why not? Why not? Why you going to Vietnam? Why not? And those places, like, I could just think of the memories and just like, wow, I was here. I did this. I'm so glad I came, and I didn't listen to anybody and let fear get inside, because I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
So
Do you travel with your bike? Or do you just rent a bike when you get there?
I wish I traveled with my bike, but no, I don't. Not in abroad, or if I have to take a plane. No.
Yeah.
So I'll either, like, find a company that has them that I can rent a bike, or do, like, tours so I can ride a bike. Recently I started traveling with my skates.
I was gonna ask that as well.
Yeah, so I like, gotta do something, right? So I'll skate. Or since I started running, I'm like, I guess I'll be running. I want to do something, you know, some sort of activity while I'm in this place.
Yeah. Do you prefer cycling or skating?
Ooh. You know, I prefer, you know, people ask me that a lot, but I prefer cycling because I can go longer and I can go further, you know, and I can just coast. Skating, I can't do that, you know. But skating is so much fun, and it's different. They both give me the same feeling of freedom and enjoyment, but it's just so different to skate.
Yeah.
You know?
I always thought that people that like skate in the park are like really cool. And when they do like that thing with their legs where they're just like, yeah, I've always admired them. I did have rollerblades when I was a kid, but yeah, I don't know why. I was never really good, and then I just stopped.
This is never too late to pick it back up.
Yeah. Okay. What are some future goals? Like, what else do you have on your list that you haven't achieved yet? I mean, I feel like you just have lists upon lists.
I do. So triathlon. First, I have to again learn how to swim, so I
Okay.
could do a triathlon.
Yeah.
Right. That's really why.
Yeah.
And then I would like to scuba dive.
Oh yeah. Amazing.
Then this is a small goal, but I started playing pickleball. You know what pickleball is?
Yes.
And I want to enter.
Let's explain it though, because it's not a big thing in the UK.
Really?
Because I've got like a few friends that are US based. I've seen that pickleball is like a new craze right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, explain it just for like anyone listening who's like, what is that?
Right. So it started in 1965. I didn't know that until I did a little research. And I think Seattle. And it's a mixture between badminton, tennis, and ping pong or table tennis. It's played on a court outside. It's smaller than a tennis court, but it's similar.
Yeah.
In, like, you know, how it's structured.
Yeah.
And it's usually played in doubles. So you'll have a teammate. You have a paddle. You have the ball, which is sort of like a wiffle ball, but it has holes inside of it. So it's and yeah, it's pretty much it. You play to 11. You have to win by 2. They have this thing called the kitchen, which is called the non-volley zone. So it's right by the net. You are not supposed to stay in the kitchen. You can step in it if you see the ball come in, but then you have to get back out.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing. Like you can, if we're playing and my opponent hits me with the ball, they get the point. Crazy.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I mean, they get like, if I don't hit it back and they hit me and I'm like, oh, no, they get the point. It's crazy. It's fun though. It's so much. It's really fun. It's good. You see a lot of younger people playing it.
Yeah.
But before it was majority older people.
Oh, really?
Because it's not as taxing on the joints. You will get a little workout out of it because I've been playing and I've been sweating and like, whoa, okay, guys.
Yeah.
But I think it's fun. So I do want to enter in a pickleball tournament so I can win a medal. Listen, I'm all about medals now.
How many medals do you have now?
2. I don't know. We'll just say 20.
Okay.
I'll count
That's
them when
a
I get
lot.
home and then let you know like I have. But
Yeah.
but they're each from cycling, some are from skating, and then most recently running. So I like, it's like I accomplished. I did this thing.
Yeah.
I rode 100 miles. I ran 3.1 miles. I did this thing, and here's a medal to show for it. So I do like a good medal.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I feel jealous now. I don't
Listen,
have any.
you'll have it soon because you're gonna do a triathlon.
I don't know about soon, but yeah, before I die at some point.
In the future.
Yeah.
I want to do the national parks. I want to get that out the way. Visit all national parks. Then I'm trying to think what else. That's pretty much right now. National parks, pickleball, triathlon, and I don't know if I have a bucket list of places I want to travel because I just want to travel.
Yeah.
It's places that I'm like, all right, I want to go to Scotland. Especially going back to genealogy, knowing that I had ancestors from these places and DNA that connects me to people in Africa. All these places, I want to go there because it's like, this is where my ancestors came from.
Yeah.
Somebody came from here. So
yeah.
I want to visit different parts of Africa, different parts of Europe, Asia. I want to go everywhere.
Yeah. What has been like your most challenging experience?
Traveling. I don't think I've really had a real challenging experience um while traveling.
Surely when you travel, like things sometimes go wrong, or maybe it's just when I travel.
No, I mean, but you know what? I don't know if I would call it. I think it's like part of the course. Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing like. It's just, all right. Well, what else? What now? What we gonna do?
Mm.
You know? Yeah, I would say. I wouldn't say challenging because
Or what's been the scariest thing? You mentioned the bungee jumping before, but
yeah, that was. Okay. I don't know if you would say this was challenging or it was kind of scary at the moment. I went to Costa Rica with my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And we end up meeting some guys and then we go out. We meet them earlier, then we go back out. In the evening. So we're by the beach, we're hanging out, and for some reason, I think I was ready to go. And I'm with my two cousins and then the guys we met. And we're just chilling on the beach. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm ready to go. Because I was driving. And so I'm like, I'm going to go back to get the car and, drive it over there to be like, all right, y'all, let's go. Now, it wasn't far from where the car was and the beach was. And we're all, nothing really going on. So I go back to the car and I see this guy. He's sitting in there. I don't speak Spanish, but he's saying something to me in Spanish. And he was there earlier to kind of help us park the car. And he's saying something. And I'm like, maybe he's asking for money because he helped us park the car. And I gestured like, I'll be back. And he was like, okay. He understood that part. He sat down. He was like, okay. I was like, all right. So I was going back. So I didn't go to the car. I was going back to get one of the guys to explain to him, like, I'm not paying him. Like, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
And before I reached the guys, now I'll tell you, it's not far. The cops come by. And they have a pickup truck. They hop out the car, pull down the back of the pickup truck, and it's like gesturing me to get in. I'm like, what? I was standing there like, what is going on here? So that's when my cousins and the guys walk back, and they're like, so they're speaking to them in Spanish. They were like, oh, they thought you were trying to sell this guy drugs.
What?
I don't even know. I'm looking at them. I said, all right, now I'm ready to go home. This is it. This is it. Why? What? He's like, yeah, that you. I don't know if he told him or what drugs. Maybe that's what he was asking me for.
Yeah, because you didn't understand what he was saying.
Right. So I was like, oh, I'll be back. I guess he was like, all right, well, she about to go get the drugs. I don't know. I was just like so fed up. I was fed up that they were telling me to get in the back. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
So yeah, after that, I was like, well, I'm not going out with you guys again anymore. This is it. And I also need to learn a little bit of Spanish. Or wherever I go, I need to learn a little bit of the language.
Yeah.
So I know like what I'm saying. But yeah, that right there.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get arrested.
You tell it. I was like, I am not getting in the back of that truck. I just stood there like, this.
Yeah.
This ain't happening.
Okay, so if you, if the person listening or watching this episode could take away one thing from this interview, what would you want it to be?
Just do it. Just going back to Nike, And I know it sounds easier said than done, but just do it. I remember we were talking. You can always make more money. You can't get more time back. So if there's something that you want to do, whatever it is, no matter how small it is, do it. In 2019, I turned down 2 jobs for 2 things that I wanted to do. I really wanted to do it. I wanted to, for my birthday, go to Vietnam. and I wanted to do this bike race in New York, this bike event. It's called Five Borough Bike Tour. And you bike around the five boroughs, New York City,
Nice.
and the roads are closed. And thousands of people come. And I had done it in 20, I think. No, that was my first year. Was that my first year doing it? It might have been my first year doing it. And I said, no, I want to do it. Because, I made my mind up. I want to do it. And then, like I said, I wanted to go to Vietnam. So this is all in 2019. Well, 2020 happened. And there was no Bike New York. There was no traveling. So things stopped. I went to Johannesburg with my cousin that year. Everything that I said I wanted to do, even though I lost some money, I never got a chance. I would have never got that time back.
Yeah.
That time with my cousins, that time with my family, that time on the trip. Like, you don't get that back. So if there's something that you want to do, regardless, I say do it.
Yeah.
Because you might not get another chance.
Mm-hmm.
You really might not get another one.
Yeah. How do you balance like your career with your travels and then your personal life and everything you have going on?
Well, usually my busy time is in the fall. Not so much summertime, but regardless, even when it is, I'll work a few months or so, and then I need to take a trip. Because I'm burnt out, especially with the type of work that we do. There's some times where there's 14, 15, 16 hours that I'm working straight for a week or 2, 3. At the end of that, I'm like, well, I need a rest. And some people are like, I need to hop on another job. And I was kind of like that, but then I realized, again, the time, burnout. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm so appreciative for working. I'm gonna work. When I'm at work, I'm gonna work. But I also enjoy my time, even if I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Laying on the couch, that's my time. And then if I go someplace, that's even better. I love it. Yeah, I want to do that, because you've heard, I'm sure you heard the stories where, I'll do it when I retire. Or I'll do it this time, and I'll do it this time. Again, you might not get that. That's why I tell my mom, like, let's go now. Let's enjoy now. So that's I work a few months, and then when I know there's nothing else really coming up, no one's reached out to me for something, because they usually, you have to reach out in advance. You can't just be like, well, people do, but most of the time, if something's coming up, what month am I in? September. Usually somebody's reaching out to you about now for something in October, September. So then I kind of have my schedule planned. And if no one, after I'm wrapped my job, no one's reached out to me, I'm planning a trip. I'm going someplace. Or I'm relaxing, or I'm doing something. Even if I have a trip, I'm planning or a hiking trip. I'm doing something.
Yeah.
For me, because this is like, all right, now I get to be back. I get to, be a regular person again,
Yeah. I love that. Well, I'm going to finish my interview with a game called 333.
Oh.
It's just 3 sets of 3 questions.
Okay.
So the first 3 are, would you rather?
Okay.
So would you rather explore a new country solo or lead a group on an adventure tour?
Ooh. Solo. Solo, yeah.
Okay. Running/cycling at sunset or sunrise?
Sunrise.
Are you an early bird? Okay, I'm not. Create a travel guide or a fitness challenge?
Fitness challenge.
Okay. Would it involve like cycling and stuff?
No, you wouldn't have to.
Okay. Okay, the next 3, I'll finish the sentence. One day I am going to
do a triathlon.
Yes, I believe you. When I need inspiration, I usually
go to Instagram and look at the people I follow.
Who do you follow that's like your biggest inspiration?
I don't have one person. I
Yeah.
think it's a collective of people. I follow you.
Aw.
I follow a lot of people in my cycling group.
Mm.
You know, on Rolling with Tay, I try to keep it that, like, you know, the things that I'm into and that, so it shows up on my feed, and I, you know, even if it's just a random person that I see doing something, I'm like, wow. So if I need inspiration, I'll look to the people I follow.
Yeah. This is random and off topic now, but are you in a running group?
No.
Okay, because I've heard like there's this big hype in London now about joining running groups, but because there's loads of hot guys. I've seen guys like running with their shirt off, and I'm
Yes,
like,
yes.
okay, I'm not ready for this group.
Listen, that's in the US too. They like join running groups, and since I'm not a runner,
Yeah.
I do want to go look at the hot guys, but then it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, I just like would embarrass myself because they clearly run a lot.
Yes, right. I'm over here running, walking, puffing and puffing, like, oh gosh.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not just a UK thing.
No,
Okay,
no.
okay. Now I've lost where we are. Okay, the most surprising thing about stepping outside of my comfort zone is
That it's not that scary.
Yeah,
And I can do it.
yeah, I agree. When I was writing that, that's what I thought as well. Okay, and then last three are random questions. What is the strangest thing you've ever packed for a trip?
I don't know. There's something strange that I've packed for a trip. I can't think of anything that's like what I would consider strange.
Okay, what about what's one thing you can't travel without?
Shucks. My phone,
Yeah.
which I would like to one day. Not have it. Like, it's just so on this trip, I have the data plan. I have to use my phone. My niece said to her mom when we got back to the Airbnb, she was like, you know what, it's kind of freeing not having to use my phone. And I'm like, you're so lucky. I mean, I have to look at my phone. I have to be, so not having a phone, I can't travel without it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, one day
It would be cool to
just
switch off.
right, explore, use a map. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to go on one of those shows where you just have a map and a compass. Like, all right, now go.
Yeah, I don't know how I would survive a show like that.
I would.
I would be lost.
I wouldn't.
How many did I ask you? One. Okay. What is your go-to energy snack whilst doing like a triathlon or no triathlon, a duathlon
or any event. Go to snack. We'll just say a banana. Bananas are good.
Really? I thought they were like these. There was someone on the last episode that did a marathon, and she had like these special. I don't remember what they're called now, but they're just like a jelly thing. Yeah.
I haven't gotten really into those, and want to pop one of those, and your stomach start messing up, and then it's going all downhill from there. But I have used those.
Yeah.
But if I could just say something, I would say like a banana or pieces of peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, I've heard that. Okay. And the last one is a woman up question, which is, what 3 things do you love about yourself?
Ooh, that's a good question. I love my spirit. I love that I am becoming more confident as each day goes by. And I love my personality. That's a good question. Now when I go back home, I'm like, damn, what do I really love about myself? Because no one has ever asked me that.
No way.
And that's a good question. No.
Yeah, I always finish with that one I used to do this as an icebreaker, but then I thought, let me get to know the guest first, or let the audience know the guest first, and then do like the little game kind of thing. So I always finish with that one. But some people, I interviewed a boxer. She's Britain's super bantamweight champion. And she was like, oh my God, I hate this question because I hate talking about myself. But then like when she answered it, she felt like really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah. Not too many people. Well, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I don't think too many people really think about that. Never really think about that.
Yeah.
I just started. First time I'm like sharing this. But this year when I was in LA, I went out there to work the Oscars. Every morning I would look in the mirror and say I love myself. Because I'm like, well, yeah, other people love me, say they love me, but do I say I love me? And then this year, it was, not this year, but I think in like April, I started with me saying I love me. I got this, whatever today holds. I hug myself, which might sound kind of crazy, but again, yes, I want other people to love me, but I have to like love me, and like I smile. I'm like, you got this, Tasia, and hug myself. So
I love that.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I struggle with stuff like that as well. Like when I've heard people say things to yourself in the mirror, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, no.
I don't feel it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
But yeah, I love that you do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start doing that now. Or sometimes I'll like write it down, but not like say it to myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Saying it right to me, like, you got this. I love you. I smile. And then I do it in the morning and I do it at night. That's,
I love it. Amazing. Well, on that note, thank you. Thank you so much for this interview. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well.
I feel like really blessed to have you come all the way to London and then like make a little pocket of time for me. Like, I just think it's amazing.
Listen. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Why not?
Yeah.
I may never get this time again.
Yeah, exactly. And imagine that we met all the way in Miami. I mean, it's not all the way for you, but for me, it's all the way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is.
Yeah.
We made it happen.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, thank you for listening, and don't forget, like, comment, share, do all the things. We really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye. Okay, so that's it for this week's episode of the Woman Up podcast. All the links and resources we mentioned in the episode will be in the description, no matter where you're listening or watching from. If you're listening or watching this on a podcast platform such as Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a review and follow the channel. You have no idea how much this helps to push out the podcast to a wider audience. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button for the same reason, and feel free to leave a comment, ask a question, or make suggestions. It really means the world to us, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.